I have a timeless pick a card reading today, and we're going to be looking at your love life over the next 3 months. So, what's happening? I want to say a big thank you to all of you that have sent donations through Venmo and PayPal. I was actually able to purchase myself a deck I've been wanting really badly because of this, and it was the Heaven and Earth Tarot. It's very beautiful. I'm using it in this reading if you want to check it out. I have the link to Amazon below. But yeah, it's a beautiful deck, and your guys' donations actually help make that possible, so thank you. And anyway, so let's go ahead and get started here. So we have 4 different groups to choose from, and of course, I encourage you as always to tune into your intuition and let it guide you to your message. If by chance you get into the reading and you're like, this does not resonate, back it up and see if perhaps your intuition was off a little bit. You can always go back and choose a different group. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely just like intuition. Let it flow and find your way. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you've made your selection, the timestamps are down below in the description box, and you can go straight to your message for your group. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Lots of love, you guys, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, my friends. So let's cozy in on here and find out what's happening for you guys over the next 3 months when it comes to your love life. So you've chosen the beautiful flowers. I love flowers. They're so pretty. This reminds me of something my grandma would paint. She does a, what is it called? Porcelain painting. So she does a lot of the porcelain, and she made a lot of vases and different things that look like this, so it reminds me of her. Maybe for some of you, there's a message from a past grandmother coming through. My grandmother's still alive, but kind of wonder there, because I felt so intuitively drawn to grab that. So again, it may mean something to some of you because it didn't really match the other ones. But I was like, no, that one needs to go on group number 1. So I don't know, it could have a special meaning to some of you. But don't overthink it if it doesn't. So what do we have here? We have the card Adjacent Possibilities in the reverse. We have the Earth Fairy, Physical Health, Grounding, and Foundations. And we have, oh my goodness gracious, you guys get ready. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Cups. Oh my goodness gracious, that's pretty positive. I'm like, ooh, okay. So I want to say that you may get to a point where actually you stop wondering about something. The adjacent possibilities in the upright usually talks about different options, different doors being opened, you know, like it's like that kind of energy. And obviously when we're going to the opposite of that, we're going to see that a lot of doors are closing, but it's because it seems like there's a focus on one. So I want to say that you guys probably have something good happening in your relationship. Now, if you're in a relationship, as some of you may be, this can definitely say that you and your partner are narrowing down possibilities and actually creating something solid. So for those of you that are in a romantic relationship, an established partnership, you're not single, I would say that you are perhaps honing in on something to do with your partner, or you know, kind of like maybe it's like creating a business or buying a home or moving in together or something like that. It's almost like you're shutting the door on other options and choosing something together. So that is a message for those of you in relationship. For those of you that are single, well, I have to say there could be somebody coming towards you, and there seems to be a romantic relationship blossoming. And again, maybe where there's been uncertainty, which door will open, which door will I go through, that chapter is closed, and you are finding more like grounded and secure foundations within a partnership. It feels like there's somebody coming towards you that offers their heart, but also their time, their energy, their effort. This person that's coming towards you wants to commit to you, I think here is what I'm seeing. And we have physical health here, so of course this could be somebody who is very invested in physical health, whether it's their own or others. So we could see people who, you know what I mean, are very active, physically active, or again, kind of healthy types, or again, work in the health fields as well. And also it could be your partner and you, again, if you're in a relationship where you guys are kind of doing that as well. We have Venus in Cancer. Oh, you know who, oh my God, you know who has Venus in Cancer? It's Jack Johnson. He has Venus in Cancer. Actually, he's in my Venus series that I'm working on, and for my Venus in Cancer series. And it's always better when we're together. That song in particular, and it's like, oh my God, that is like such a Venus in Cancer song. So this could be somebody who's very tender-hearted, very kind, and with let me look here. Does that say Leo? Hold on. It has a Leo symbology there. Leo and Virgo. So we have those signs showing up as well, but earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and then of course the water signs as well. Now, so I definitely see partnership, okay? That's what I'm going to say. Now, wow, this is interesting. So adjacent possibilities in the reverse says, when reversed, the adjacent possibilities card is warning you to be careful not to miss an unknown opportunity because you're too married to your agenda. It's also asking you to turn inward with a willingness to shake up your old unhealthy patterns and inner habits. The power of your life force moves through your deeply held habits, projecting your energy out into the universe and calling back your results. In this way, your ongoing thoughts and beliefs are all really your defining moments, and in every moment you have another energetic choice. So it's time to decide. Are you going to let worry and self-doubt define you? Or are you going to step into the ever-present adjacent possibility of optimism, trust, and self-love? No matter how stuck you feel, you always have options in the thousands of choices that you make every day. And that's beautiful because maybe for some of you, it's like you are kind of at the point where you're like, I didn't even think, especially for those of you that are single, you're like, I don't even think a door is going to open. I'm almost even thinking I'm just going to be single forever, or I'm not even going to have a relationship, or goodness gracious, it's never going to work out. But this is definitely the energy of possibility. There's a person coming through, literally. So you literally have somebody coming through that's offering their heart, their love, their support, their care, their nurturing energy, and there's a desire to make it work. Especially with the Two of Cups. This is beautiful because there's that connection, and I love it because it's grounded. It's solid. It's somebody who doesn't want something wishy-washy or flighty. It's somebody who's willing to kind of shut the door to other possibilities. It's somebody who has their eyes on you as well, because even that adjacent possibilities really can speak to the other person as well, that they are shutting down the doors and the options. For some of you as well, you might be shutting the doors on certain people that are distracting you. Like maybe you've thought, oh, I have a crush on this person, but they never make a move. So you're finally like, F that. And then you're like, but then it puts you in that ability to find this one that's actually coming through. And so I think it's a beautiful, beautiful reading. I think you guys actually, I was shuffling all the cards and I saw most of them, and I think you guys actually have the most positive group out of all of them in terms of like what's coming through, because it's like there's literally a loving and solid connection coming through. And like I said, if you're dating someone, again, this could be it going to the next level for you guys to grow closer, for you to feel as if you're more solid and secure. Again, where the options, there are doors closing, but they are actually to bring the two of you closer together. And what I mean by that is it's like, well, perhaps they thought about moving away or something. And that was always that possible door that could happen, that they could just walk through that door and move to another place. But in this case, maybe they shut that door and they're like, nah, I'm going to stay around with you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this energy of there not being all these different options, and things are a little bit narrower. And there's like, I feel like in this case, it's like there's one option down here. Do you know what I mean? And it's like maybe you were looking at all the wrong doors that led to emptiness or were too hard to get to, even with that one way up there. You know what I mean? And then you're finally, through all these possibilities, you shut them, and then you're actually walking on the path of the correct, the way that you're supposed to go, where the light is, basically, where it's calling you. So beautiful, beautiful. So let's see, anything else here about the next 3 months in love? Earth again came through. Oh my goodness. Earth and Earth. Utilize logic, reason, and common sense. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Again, this could be somebody coming in that has, you know, a very logical way to them. They are able to rationalize and, you know, think things through. Locked doors can now be open. Okay, I'm flipping out right now. There we go. Locked doors can now be opened. And that's the thing. I think for some of you, that's that spirit saying, yeah, you know, how you thought that like nothing would ever open for you? Well, think again. Sometimes these doors open when we least expect it. You know what I'm saying? And perhaps if you thought something was impossible, it's like, no, 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 no. It's coming. Okay, any final message here? Woo. Oh my goodness. A temptation may lead you astray. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys is be open-minded in love. With a temptation may lead you astray, try to make sure that you're not getting caught up on people who are illusionary. Again, you remember I spoke about that door right up here. And it almost feels like for some of you, and this is specific for some of you only, if you're looking up here, it might be like there's someone who's a little bit too hard to get to, or you might fall through this crack. It's like keep on kind of pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to red flags, because there are detractors. Some of you might have detractive energy around you a little bit. Like maybe it's like a person who isn't serious, or a person who isn't worth your time or energy or effort. You know, they're not worth your eyes or your heart. And don't get caught up on those type of people, because you might have certain people who kind of tempt you, but they're taking you away from that door, the one that you were meant to go through, and they're kind of traps. You know what I'm saying? We got to choose wisely. And so I think that's just for some of you, but I do really feel a good relationship coming through here. And again, just that little warning for some of you. Like I said, I feel like for those of you, again, that are in a partnership or in some kind of relationship, like I said, it seems as if there's possibilities opening up, and you and your partner might be starting something new or choosing a new journey. And again, I think likewise for, you know, the relationship group, I would say don't get caught up in the distractions, especially if you guys have a mutual goal. That might be a message for both of you. Don't get caught up in the distractions or the temptations that lead you from on a different path away from your goals that you have together as a couple. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like, you know, like getting a place of your own, or buying a house, or moving, or, you know, making a business, or whatever it may be, mutual goals. But I feel like a lot of love and support here. So that is your reading, you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you. I really, like I said, I'm quite pleased whenever I have a really positive one like this, because it's like, woo, I feel excited for you. And it's a beautiful thing to feel loved and supported. And I really feel like that someone's coming for you. You know what I mean? And best friend energy, man. Anyway. So if you'd like a personal reading with me, you can do that through the description box. I have a link to my Etsy store. You can join here as a channel member as well and get access to all kinds of different little pick-a cards that I post, which are all timeless, so you can always catch up and go binge watch. And what kind of content did I do for January? I did like 7 to 10 days. Again, those are always timeless, so you can pick them as you want. And then of course I did some other topics, I think, as well, and I have some other ones. I take requests on there and I actually will fulfill them. Sometimes with my main channel I can't all the time with requests, because of the fact that, you know, some things just won't work well for my channel and the audience just doesn't care about it, and unfortunately. Sometimes it's topics I actually really like doing, but people aren't interested in hearing about it, so, you know, I gotta kind of pick and choose there. But on the members area, I don't care. I'll literally read about anything. You want to know your pet's thoughts? I'll do that reading. I'll do anything, pretty much. Anyway, so you guys check that out if you want to. And thank you guys so much, especially for those of you that did donate through Venmo and PayPal. You guys, you helped me buy this deck, and I appreciate that a lot. And thank you for those of you that have sent me gifts through the mail recently via my Amazon wish list. I always appreciate that. But most of all, I appreciate your love and support in the comments. Thank you so much. And take care, guys. And I'll see you next time. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2, this is going to be a reading. Let's find out what's happening in your love life over the next 3 months. So we've got the heart potion here that you've chosen. And we have envy, the Owl, Deception and Wisdom, Queen of Cups, and Temperance. First of all, and this is just for some of you, I'm going to kind of do the more specific kind of message that I'm getting initially. If you've had trouble in your relationships with envy or jealousy, I want to say, which can happen, and it's nothing, I hate how society tries to make those feelings bad or those emotions bad, because they're something we all struggle with from time to time, where we're in it comes from fear, insecurity, and things that need to be healed. And for some of you might find that you're healing such things. So if you are the jealous type in relationships, or you find that, you know, you get envious or whatever, it's almost like you're seeing through the deception of that, which is, the deception is that you're not good enough. And so I think you're busting through the myths that kind of create these emotions that aren't, you know, come to you at times, okay? And with Temperance, I just feel as if there's a lot of spiritual calmness that comes. And perhaps for some of you, if you know you've been really desperate for certain changes in your life, you're able to kind of figure out how to make those work or how to make those flow. Envy can talk about lack and dissatisfaction, particularly in this deck. Those are the keywords. And it says she has a life of value already, but she ignores that and longs for the shining prosperity she sees elsewhere. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more only causes a deep sense of lack and dissatisfaction, and that energy shows in her dress. This card upright is telling you to let go of the jealousy and acknowledge the blessings you already have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it only attracts more to them, not you. Notice all that you have and thank the universe for it. If this card is near the appreciation card in your spread, the message is doubly important, which it's not, but that's all right. And this is moving towards a consciousness of lack. From a lack, I mean to value. So basically to value from lack. And so, again, like I said, for some of you that are in relationships, it's like you are busting through those myths about yourself, these deceptions that aren't true, that you're somehow lacking or not capable. And even for those of you that are single, this might be a very psychological, emotional period of growth where you're really, where you were once kind of jealous or envious, you find peace. Especially for those of you like that have broken up and you were worried like about your ex-partner or something being with someone else, you might find peace with that too for some of you. But yeah, it feels as if there's just utter peace coming your way in terms of how you're feeling. And that's really what Temperance is about, right? Now, we also have the Queen of Cups here as well. And that can represent you or someone else. Maybe you're making peace with someone in particular. That could mean that for sure. Because Temperance can signify calm after emotional and stormy patch, right? It can mean that there's, you know, wisdom that's gained and more understanding as well. So, you know, for some of you especially, there might be a resolution of conflict in your life as well. So even if you've had some sort of relationship that was gone sour or was having problems, there could be reconciliation coming, because that's definitely something that can be there. In a relationship, this is often the perfect combination of masculine and feminine energies, and can talk about somebody who is everything, like friend, sibling, parent, lover, inspiration, guide. You know, it kind of is that relationship that encompasses all. And, you know, I think for some of you, and this is just me being honest, sorry, I'm just reaching for a deck if you couldn't hear me there for a second clearly. For some of you, this might be letting go of the people or places or things that were not for you. Maybe you thought they were, but then you're realizing that they don't exactly bring you all those things that you need. Let me see here. What is coming up in the love life for group number 2 for the next 3 months? We have Earth energy. Oh, beautiful. So for those of you that are single, I do feel like that there is some potential coming in here, okay? Because we have the unicorn, good fortune and friendship, and we have seduction, passion, and romance await. So I want to say that there's definitely something more grounded coming your way, and maybe that's where the peace comes from. Because sometimes our lack of peace is actually because we're surrounded by people who have, chaotic energy that isn't healthy for us in some way, whether it's they're off and on or they create disruption in us. So I do feel like some of you especially might be moving away from that and into a more peaceful cohabitance with someone. Like, it's like where you have more of a vibe, where you have that friendship. And that's funny because I mentioned somebody who can be everything, and we have that friendship plus passion and romance. So I will tell you, for some of you, and I'm just getting this intuitively, you may not find this person until the very end of the 3 months from the time that you watch this, okay? It might take a little bit of time. Like, I want to say it's like in 13 weeks. So if you take like 4 weeks in a month, 4, 8, 12, it'd be like 3 months in a week or so, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I do kind of feel like it might be a little bit at the tail end of this. For others of you, like I said, that are in relationships, is perhaps you're letting go, again, of those insecurities that kind of plague you at times when it comes to your relationship. You might be healing up, wounds that you have. Perhaps if there was deception in the past, you're able to move past that and, create a more solid reality to get back to the friendship and the relationship and rebuild. So like I said, this is a very actually positive reading. To be honest, I would say after group number 1, it's probably the second most positive that I can remember. I can't remember exactly what's in the other groups, but I can't remember everything I pulled, but I remember that this one is one of the more positive ones. So anything here about love? Yeah. Expectation. Yeah, I want to say that you find a lot of emotional balance, inner fairness, where you're actually really taking into account your own self and your own feelings. I do think that you can expect someone to come closer to you as well. And again, for some of you, it's like you're making up with someone. You're kind of putting the past behind you. You're fixing things. You're moving forward. And it's more about spiritually, you're letting go of the lack that you had in the relationship or whatever. You know what I mean? But this is quite positive, like I said. A lot of freeing energy here. And like I said, I do feel like a lot of you are attracting someone, or again, some of you are reconciling and coming to terms perhaps with certain things and growing from it. But that's what I've got for you guys. I really do hope this was helpful. It's kind of a shorter reading, I know, but I just kind of wanted to give a little snapshot and see what was happening here. If you liked it, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment down below. If you want a personal reading with me, you can do that through my description box. I have a link to my Etsy store. And of course, you can join here as a member on the channel and get access to a bunch of different little pick-a cards that are exclusive to the members area. And they're timeless, so you can always binge watch and catch up or take them at your own pace. And if you'd like, you can also donate to the channel, which actually helped me fund this deck here that you see on the table. I was able to take my donations through Venmo and PayPal and get this, and it was really cool because I really wanted this one for a long time. So I do appreciate donations you can do it through the thanks button as well, by the way, at the top of the screen, like super thanks. And then, of course, some of you send things on my wish list, and I always really appreciate that as well. So you can always do that too. But I wish you the very, very best. Take care, guys. And I'm sending you so much love. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 3, let's find out what is coming in your love life over the next 3 months. So we'll just cleanse the area here. Take a deep breath and get started. So you've chosen this beautiful feather here. So let's see what cards you have. So we have the card of patience here. We also have the card of fear. Wow. But we have the card of the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. I actually will clarify a little bit more on this. I want to see. I feel here, obviously, that some of you may be going through these emotions like, will my partner and I ever achieve this? Or will I ever find a partner? For some of you, you might be worried because it's taken a long time. You might feel like that there's a lot of patience here that needs to happen. Or you've been so patient, like you just can't wait anymore. And it's like, I don't know, I find some of you might be worried about a ticking clock or something like that. I don't know. It's coming through like that to me. For some of you, it might be like that you're worried about whether something will work out. I feel here that there also could be, okay, I'm going to tell you guys straight up what I see. Okay, for those of you that are single, okay, I do feel as if there might not be a whole lot happening in the next 3 months, okay? Now, I know that you probably are going to be annoyed to hear that, and I can't help it, I'm sorry. And remember, picket cards are based on your intuition. If you're not getting the right message, then go back and choose a different pile, okay? I can't force you to choose the correct pile for yourself. That's kind of based on your intuition. But I will tell you that some of you might be worried about that because you're like, nothing's happening. And you may go through like certain moments over the next few months where you're like, it's never going to happen. Like, I'm never going to find anyone. Like, this is it. Like, it's done. Like, I'm not, like, I feel like I'll never find anyone. This has been such a rocky road. Or I only find frogs and I never find the one that turns into a prince. Or, you know, whatever, princess, whatever. Now, I feel like Spirit comes through to tell you have patience. It's coming, but not in these 3 months. Okay? So, just to be real with you, I don't know if much will happen over these next 3 months, especially for those of you that are single. The thing about it, for some of you, maybe it will come through towards the end, okay? With these two cards here. But the thing about it is, like I said, there's a promise that there is something stable and secure in your future. Like, no doubt about it. Like, I have no doubt about it that all of you that are listening will find the one, that you'll find a marriage partner or somebody to really settle down with and create a life in whatever way that you wish to. That's no doubt about it. Okay? Like, I really truly believe it, that you'll find that. But it just doesn't come overnight. We have a lot of earthy energy here. And the thing about earthy energy is, like, think about a plant. It takes a while to grow. For most of them, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the kind of thing. I feel like you're kind of going to be receiving, like, a tree. And trees, they take some time. They take a good, quite a few years sometimes. And I'm not saying that it will take you years from now. Like, don't get me wrong. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, like, for instance, an apple tree. Those don't start to show fruit right away. Like, you don't just pick that up at, like, the garden center and then bring it home and plant it and have fruit for the most part. That's just not how it works, For it to fully develop and mature, it takes a while. And I think that's just a reassurance. It's not going to take years, but it's just, there is something on the horizon for you. And like I said, I think that you may spend certain amounts of this 3 months kind of disillusioned, kind of like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm a reject, maybe I'll never find it, maybe I'll always be alone. You'll have these sorts of thoughts. But like I said, look at this angelic presence here on this card who's saying, time, just wait, it'll be fine. And I looked at the clock and it said 4:44. You won't see that on your end because I'm going to edit this video, so it'll mess up the times. But yeah, 4:44. So like I said, don't worry. Don't worry. We have, like I said, energy that will eventually shift. And so during those moments of doubt, during those moments of despair, or feeling rejected or lost, alone, afraid, uncertain, you know what I mean? Know that there are greater plans for you and there is somebody, but it's just not the time. We have your secrets are safe. Some of you, if you are worried about your family finding out about something, or maybe like someone in your circle, and this is so specific to just like probably 1 or 2 people listening, but your secrets are safe. If you've had something going on in your love life and you're like, will it come out? No, you're fine. Okay? Just saying. Oh my goodness, I told you. Look at that. No way. Unseen forces watch over you. There's a reason. Like, there's definitely angelic presences around you, spiritual presences that are very much invested in your success, and it's like they're trying to make it so that you get to the right one. Okay? Like the right situation. We have use your skills to aid others as well. So one thing I will say is that some of you, your struggles in love are, especially for those of you that have had them, are meant to aid other people, to help other people in some way. You know, it's like when we have gnarly experiences in our life or difficult experiences, we're able to kind of use that to share and help other people. I had a miscarriage once and I thought, how shitty is that? You know, I was so upset, and I still get sad about it from time to time. But I realized that it gave me that experience, and I'm able to kind of support other women through those experiences and understand the pain on a different level than I may have before. Do you know what I mean? And so, while I'm not happy it happened, for sure. Same with my, the losses in my family, you know what I mean, that I've had over the past few years. It's just like, well, at least I can help people. At least I can kind of gain that, sort of understanding, and I can be there and really love and support people. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the case here a little bit too. Like you might be able to. We have the 3 of Cups here. The 3 of Swords. And the 6 of Cups. Interesting. For some of you, if you're in a third-party situation or you're stuck between 2 people, that may be something that you're trying to kind of move forward from. For others of you, you may be a little bit fearful from the previous experience. Perhaps some of you got hurt by a friend, or maybe you were in love with a friend or something like that and they rejected you or something. I know that's going to be specifically for some of you. Some of you, especially that have been in those situations, you might find a friendship in which you're able to really help someone get through such a similar situation. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. There could be a return here of some kind over the next 3 months as well, where you're able to kind of come back to a friendly place with somebody. Again, I do kind of feel like that's more specific. I feel like Spirit is sending you a soulmate. Like your next relationship's going to be the one, and it's going to be like a strong soul connection. Like there's a strong soulmate energy there. And that's why there's that patience, because a person is kind of preparing. I feel like the 2 of you are at different stages in your life as well. That's another thing. I feel like the person that you're meant to be with in the future, you're not at the same place at this time to be together anyway. So like it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't work at this moment. But again, there's a higher purpose for this, and you'll see. You'll see. So that's kind of what I think about the next 3 months. I'm going to ask, actually, let me put these cards back, and then I'm going to shuffle real quick, and I'll just ask for the majority of you, will there be love developing towards the end of the 3 months? Will there be this love developing over the course of these 3 months for the majority? No, it's a mystery. Okay, so we're not going to really know. To be honest, I don't think Spirit wants to tell us right now. I feel like it's in their hands and it's not in yours. And you're not meant to exactly know at this time. You can always try later or try a different reading at some point, but I would definitely say that Spirit wants us to leave this topic alone a little bit in terms of just knowing and having patience and faith that it's all going to work out is important here, I think, for you guys. Again, sometimes knowing the answers isn't always the best. It's not always the best thing, because then we might be looking in the wrong places or trying to, you know what I mean? We can get too into the idea, and that can cause blockages. But yeah, don't be fearful. Like I said, there's someone coming your way. And I think that the answer isn't strong enough or clear across the board for everyone watching to know if that's going to happen over these 3 months or if it's going to be kind of after that point. So, maybe we'll, try to do a different reading in the future to kind of get that answer a little more specifically. But anyway, that's your reading. I really do hope it helps you in some way. And like I said, I think it's still very reassuring. Because like I said, it's not like you're having the door slammed in your face. You know what I mean? It just may not be on your timeline. Exactly. Because you probably wanted someone like 2 days ago, not like in a few months or whatever. But anyways, lots of love to you guys. I wish you the very, very best. Lots of blessings to you. Thank you so much for your love and support. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up because it helps YouTube know that it's worth watching. And so then it can get recommended to other people. Comments also help, and I really appreciate for those of you that do take the time to write something down. And thank you to those of you who have gone and given me donations through PayPal and Venmo. I was able to buy that particular deck that you saw today in the video, the Heaven and Earth one, and I used it from donations. I bought it. So thank you. And if you want to give donations, you can do that like through Venmo or PayPal, as I mentioned, or through the Super Thanks button. But also you can just go on my wish list and pick something off too. I have 2 different wish lists, and I always appreciate gifts off of there, but it's not necessary. A comment means a lot, and it's free. So, and to me, that's just as special. So thank you so much for being here, and I just wish you the best. Go with love and know that good things are coming your way, okay? Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 4 here, this is going to be a reading. So let us find out what is happening for you over the next 3 months in your love life. So we have got the paintbrushes. Paintbrushes to me kind of signify art, obviously, but the idea that things are what we make of it, that we have the control in some way to paint what we want. But let's see. The 10 of Swords, the Empress, the Cat, Yin Yang, and man holding a coin in reverse. Okay, so this is interesting. So we see the 10 of Swords. And I think some of you may be putting up healthy boundaries with a particular person who hasn't shown to be your equal in some way. They don't give what you give. They don't, perhaps they take more than they give in the situation. The man holding a coin can show somebody who's a bit greedy, who's a bit selfish, who kind of chooses themselves above other people, who perhaps chooses their own comfort above another as well. And it can talk about somebody who's a bit self-absorbed, dismissive, and again, like, will do things even at the cost of your own feelings and your own security. And so I want to say something. It says here, be conscious of the critical or demanding men around you, and always remember that you alone determine who has the real power in your life. And that's such an interesting quote, considering the idea of the paintbrushes and what I said initially. Because obviously I don't remember what every dang guidebook says. I don't remember. So I just kind of opened it up to that page, and whoa, lo and behold, we have a very similar message to the paintbrushes. So I feel like for some of you, you may be establishing boundaries in a certain connection. Now, we also have yin yang, which yin is when it's upright, we're talking about yin energy, and we have the Empress. So we see a very kind of receptive energy here. And it's like perhaps some of you are like really taking control of like who you allow in your life and who you're receptive to. And for some of you, this might be fixing an existing partnership where you're feeling as if someone's pushing your boundaries. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to mean the end of a relationship. It might be the end of a treatment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get at points in our relationships where that happens. I've been through them myself in my marriage, you know what I mean? Where it was like, I don't like this and we need to stop it and we need to change it. You know what I mean? Because it's not working. And I, vice versa, have also had to change certain behaviors of my own, right? But so there could be that aspect of really putting down boundaries. And I don't want you to scare you, because not for all of you, it's not going to mean a breakup necessarily. It might be about, you know what I mean? And for some of you, if you've been alone for a long time, especially, you might be learning how to let someone back in. And I think that might be for some of you. You might be kind of gradually getting out of this and like letting people into your sphere. That's another thing that I'm getting here possibly, is that some of you might be allowing yourself to let someone in where previously maybe you hadn't, because you'd always been alone, or you'd been alone for like a period of time, you know what I'm saying? So some of you might be really looking at possibilities. The Three of Wands can talk about established contacts already, so people that are already in your life. So you might have certain people in your life, or for some of you it might be that you are trying to get out of a disadvantaged situation in your relationship, like maybe you and your partner, especially for those of you that are in relationships as well. But I think for some of you, I do feel like some of you might really be putting out the idea that I'm doing what I can do, I'm doing my part, and it's time for you to do your part. And some of you might be facing different outcomes with that kind of energy. Do you know what I mean? Because for some of you, of course, the other person might turn around and say, hey, wait, let me fix that. And for others of you, of course, someone might choose to walk away and choose themselves selfishly. But that's one thing. I feel like that you're somehow cutting out the bullshit, or cutting out something that isn't working for you, like in a relationship of some kind. And what if they're single? With singleness, I think that you're becoming more receptive to relationships is what I feel. But if they're single, again, yeah, you're not emotionally invested in drama. You're only wanting something kind of more solid. You may feel like as if you're not ready to settle down anytime soon. Some of you might still be in a healing stage. The Four of Cups here, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords. It feels, and this is, I'm just going to be real with you. Really real, okay? And if you don't like this, of course, you can go choose another group. I am just but a messenger, and it's up to you to kind of intuitively find your message. So, you know, maybe if you pick the wrong one. But I feel like for those of you that are single, I feel like you're rejecting advances that don't work for you. And there may be certain advances that come your way, but you're not interested. For some of you, it may be a little too late, you know what I mean, to fix things. For those of you that are single, though, you may be kind of like scrolling through your options, and just kind of waiting for the right one. I do feel like at some point there will be somebody that comes forward that's very positive. So stay in that energy of receptivity, but being receptive with boundaries, right? We don't want to just let everyone into our life. I feel like at the end of this, you get something good. Like there is a possibility here, a strong possibility for something serious or committed. For those of you that are single, but it may have a few tests along the way. You might have a few kind of come towards you that are not worth your time or energy. And I will say that you might want one particular person to come towards you, but they're not, because they're selfish. And they don't think about other people. Especially for those of you that are single, definitely reject those that you've waited around for a long time. I think it's a good idea to put boundaries up and be receptive to new things. I feel like if you are able to kind of cut yourself from certain situations emotionally, to really turn off those emotions here with the Queen of Swords and the Four of Cups and say, I move on. I don't need this. The universe can send me something better. I know it. And bam, the universe provides. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. And so I think with the paintbrushes there, initially kind of what I was talking about is I think a lot of what is going to happen over the next 3 months is what you make of it. You know what I mean? Like you could sit and like, you may be enjoying your independence as well, or thinking about how to get more independent as well, by the way, for some of you, and get away from a negative energy in your life. And if that's the case, it's full of potential and possibility. So if you've recently broken up, or if you've recently kind of started to think that you need to break up, especially for those of you where you're in the power position, I think you'll make the right decisions, hopefully, and that will open new opportunities for you. Just be receptive to all possibilities. And with the Wheel of Fortune, just understand that there might be certain people that come and go. The Wheel of Fortune is not a very committed energy, per se, and it doesn't latch on to anything for too long, right? And so allowing yourself just to kind of let yourself go through that as you sort of wait for the one, because there will be a good option in the 3 months, I think, is what I would say. Like, I think eventually there will be somebody who comes along that is worth it. But it might not be right away. We have numbers 18, 43, and 22 if you're curious. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Anything else here? Let me just grab some of these. Anything else here about love over the next 3 months? Love life, what's happening? We have your secrets are safe. That's an interesting. That one came out. A close friend acts on your behalf. And true love and fidelity. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So we do have some sort of true love and fidelity coming through, some sort of energy that you're inviting in. With your secrets are safe, a close friend acts on your behalf, true love and fidelity. It could be perhaps that you have, maybe some of you are moving out of or wanting to move out of a difficult relationship into a new one with a friend. I have to say it because that might be for some of you. Again, I know it's wildly specific, and some of you might be like, no way. And that's fine, it's just not your message. But yeah, there is a person coming through over these 3 months. I feel like it's just going to take some time, is what I feel. And it might require fresh beginnings and trusting energy as well. That might be something that you have to let this person in, that you have to be receptive and open, is what I'm getting. For some of you, you might meet somebody through the workplace. And for some of you, you might have to make someone fight for you. And that might be showing them that you're not to be toyed with. You know what I'm saying? That might be for some of you, that you don't want to show people that you can be toyed with, that you're always receptive to everything. There needs to be a healthy balance, of receptivity and allowing, but at the same time having those boundaries. And for some of you, you may need to kind of show someone that boundary in order to get some sort of change out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like there's love here, or there's something coming through, some sort of feelings. We have the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, Ace of Pentacles came out twice. So yeah, I definitely see somebody coming forward, okay? And maybe for some of you, someone's going to learn a little bit of a lesson here. Or perhaps you'll have somebody else that comes in kind of as a friend initially, but is able to offer more than this other person. Okay. So we had a lot of wildly specific messages, as I mentioned, in this particular group. I hope it was for you. If it wasn't, pick-a cards are all based on your intuition and you choosing the correct pile. So, you can always back out and try a different one if you felt like this wasn't resonating at all. And you might find that another one's resonating much more. But anyway, that is your message. I really do wish you the very, very best. Take care of yourself. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can do that through my Etsy store, which is linked in the description box. And I want to say as well, thank you to those of you that did donate, because you helped me to get this particular deck that I'm using today. And you can donate through Super Thanks, PayPal, and what is it else? Venmo. Yeah, I think I have Cashapp too, as well down there. But anyway, You can always choose that, or choose to donate through my wish list. You can donate a deck to the channel or something to my personal life. I have 2 different wish lists there, but it's not required. A comment means a lot to me. It's free, it's supportive, and it helps all YouTubers. So not just my channel, but we all could use more comments. So thank you if you do leave me a comment. And I wish you the very, very best, and I will see you next time.